Welcome to another episode of Getting Real in the Field. And this is the show where we talk about all the things that you hate to do, which is following up, making phone calls, putting notes in your CRM, and just flat out talking to more people. And I am your host, JP Fluellen and Keck Tay. Oh, there you are, Keck. Hey, what's going on, man? How are you?
Good to see you tonight, man.
Good to see you. I'm surprised you're even like awake and standing upright right now.
Sherry, I have to say, you look very pretty.
Let's go ahead and rename that, because this is what we do.
We do things
on the fly.
And we do it well.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Oh, there we go. That's JP, guys.
That. JP. Yes. Yes. As much as my wife would love to be on this podcast right now, as a matter of fact, she may just pop in here just because that's just,
she is.
how we roll at the Fluellen house.
So I've got a great question tonight, if you're ready for this.
She made a guest appearance. Look at that. There's the Sherry
one and only
Dr. Sherry.
It's Doctor. The doctor is in the house.
Doctor's in the house.
So I've got a great one for you to take this question on tonight. The question is, hey, I am a newer agent. I don't live in places where the market is like $1 million average home price, like in the East Coast or the West Coast, right? Like I live in the Midwest, and where average home price is like $200,000-300,000. I might, so I might be lucky to see like $400,000 or $500,000 homes. So, I'm trying to make some investments. Tools, services are expensive. How do I make it? Where do I start?
Yeah, so the biggest
loaded question there. So
there's a lot to unpack there, Keck. Thank you. So okay, so looking at this from, first of all, we've talked about this in other episodes where you got to treat your business as a business.
Yeah.
And a lot of gurus will talk about, well, you shouldn't have to spend money and you shouldn't pay for leads and you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, well, then you just shouldn't be in business because let's be honest, like business costs money. Like you have to invest into your business
to make money. That's
right. And you either can invest with time or you can invest with money. So, or you can do both, but you can't just sit there and just hope things are going to happen by osmosis. And that's probably one of the biggest things with new agents is they get caught up in this, like, oh, well, if I just show up, then, deals will just going to rain from the sky. And that is just not how this business works. You have to, number one, treat it like a business. And number two, you have to be an employee of your own business. So if you just get those two things like in your mind, then the rest of it becomes easy because then you don't have to try to justify, oh, well, they told me that I was going to get unlimited income potential and I'm in control of my schedule. Well, you can control your schedule by doing nothing and you make nothing. So let's unpack this a little bit. So when I first was a brand new agent, I had to really start thinking about where do I see opportunity. And so one of the things that I did all the time was I knew that I went to the gym. And so I figured, okay, well, I don't have any money, but I love to talk. And so, imagine that, I love to talk. And so I was like, okay, well, if I talk to as many people at the gym, I can start having conversation. And, but a lot of times agents will get so caught up in I don't want to be salesy and I don't want to be this. And I'm like, you are a sales person in real estate. It says it right on your license. In
Yep.
some states it says broker, which means you are going to broker a deal.
Yeah.
So brokering means you're the one who's got to have conversation in order to have deals. And so when you're trying to fast start your business, because one of the things that's really annoying for new agents, and it's in every agent goes through this, is I don't want to be the 1 to 3, it takes you 3 to 5 years to get a solid real estate business. You hear that all the time, 3 to 5 years before you get a good solid real estate business. And then all of a sudden you hear these anomalies where the guy was like, I did 20 deals my first year. Yeah, he spent 8 hours, just like you would at your job, on the phone, making calls, and this was before CRMs and automation. So, you've got to make those phone calls in order to get those conversations, because it's a numbers game. It's just simply math. Now, to supercharge that, which is what I did, was I was like, okay, I have a little bit of money. I know that I have a couple, $200-300. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to spend $200-300 on my business, and I'm going to generate leads. And I'm going to give those leads high priority because they cost me money. And one person told me a long time ago, he's like, for every time you get on the phone, just think $500, $500, $500. And so I was like, well, I'm going to make $500 today. I better get on the phone. So I was like, I'm going to make a lot of calls because I want to make a lot of money. So once I kind of got into that routine of the phones make me money, then it changes the way you start thinking about your business. And so then once I quantified my effort, then I knew that, oh, it's math. I just have to make so many calls in order to make a certain amount of money. And I treated all of my leads that I generated like gold. And that's really, and so the magic question is, okay, JP, I'm a brand new agent. How much do I need to spend in order to get these golden leads, right?
Yeah.
And really what it just comes down to is how much money do you want to make? And then you just figure, okay, well, for every hot lead that I get, it's going to cost me around $400. So you just do the math. Okay, so my average purchase price in my area is whatever that is. My average commission, because we're not going to talk about regulating commissions, is X. And then you just multiply that times however much you want to make. You figure out how many deals you have to do times $400. And there's your magic number.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So what I heard from you, okay, just because to kind of simplify for the folks listening, starting out, you've got to dedicate the time and figure out, where you can have conversations, and picking up the phone. You got to get into the discipline and the habit of it, right? Start small. Don't go crazy. Start small and get to a point where you change your mindset of, hey, whatever you think you don't like to do right now, like calling, cold calling. I hear a lot of agents, like especially newer agents, hate cold calling. You've got to get into the habit of doing that, and then and change your mindset to kind of say, every call, that's $500.
Yep.
Okay, keep going, keep going.
So here's the deal: if you want to do 12 deals a year, you spend $400 a month. There you go. There's your simple math right there. So in my area, so if you did 12 deals a month or 12 deals a year, you're gonna make roughly 100,000 in GCI.
Okay.
So it's really just a matter of doing the math. And where most agents fail is, it's that old adage: if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah.
And so you don't have a business plan. You're flying by the seat of your pants. You're not making your calls. You're just letting the day seize control of everything. Your kids are sick. You got family drama. You're letting all these things just get in the way of what you signed up for. And most people that become real estate agents, they're like, I know this works. but they let all life's drama get in the way. I've had countless agents over the years, or would-be agents, that wanted to get their real estate license. They bought the course, they went to class, and they never took the test because they either just latched onto life's issues and problems and all the things, and they just let this discipline get in the way. And ultimately it comes down to your discipline, you
I
know.
will say on top of discipline is priority too, right? Like, hey, if this is important and this is the career that you are invested in, that's your priority. You've got to put food on the table, right? So then you've got to make this a priority and not like get distracted with like, oh, my friend just called me up for a coffee. And I always hear like, oh, I got to meet this person for coffee because that they might be a potential kind of thing. And, my friend might be a potential and whatever, but then you miss the discipline of get the calls done. It's not pretty. It's not fun, but that's what's going to put food on the table.
Yeah, and if you suck at this, which I'm sure if you're listening to this and you've made it this far, you suck at it just like I did when I first started, you should join a team, because your team leader, will help you stay accountable to your business plan.
Yeah.
And then you can fail together and grow together. We have a saying at Real, no agent left behind.
Yeah.
And that's true to this business.
Yep.
I would be probably 5 to 7 years ahead if I had joined a team when I first got into the
So you
business.
did it solo yourself, right?
Oh yeah, I did it solo for
Man.
till for 5 years I did it solo.
So you went through like you did solo, but now looking back at it, you would say, hey, talk to a potential team to kind of mentor and guide you.
Yep.
And okay, fair enough. But you cut your teeth, but you're man, you're ex-military guy, right? Veterans, which thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And and you're disciplined enough to kind of say, hey, I gotta cut, and grind through it. I gotta make the calls and stay on top of it. And none of what you're describing so far has to do with a lot of money at all.
No. And the thing is, like, as my business scaled, I spent more money until
For
I got
sure.
to a point where, and so I just got to a point where the amount of leads that I was generating was exceeding the amount of time that I had. And then at that point, I had to decide whether I was going to start a team. And a lot of teams right now have teams within teams models. So
Oh, really?
yeah, which is kind of cool, because then because one of the things that's kind of a balance is that it's really depending on the brokerage model, which we talked about in another podcast, which is you don't have anywhere to go. So like if I have an issue, like I can't just call another broker at another office, because they're really like, dude, what are you calling me for? Like, you're the broker. You're like, you should just be able to figure this out, you
Yeah.
know. Whereas in a like a family environment, and at Real, we really have a awesome family environment there, that you have somebody to call, you have other team leads you can call, you have other brokers you could call, because we're all just here to help each other out, to make sure we all, like I said,
It-
grow
I,
together.
I think that you hit on something too. If you're not part of a team, you're not in a brokerage that has like the support that you're talking about, like Rio, where that has that culture. One advice that I will always tell anybody is to find a mentor,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that will keep you accountable too. Sure, you might call them a coach. It might be a coach for you that you pay some money for, but if you find an experienced person, a mentor that you respect and they like you, take them out for coffee and ask them, like, they've been 20 years in the business, and ask them for their advice. What did they do? Could you mentor them? I've heard so many agents who have like want to pay it forward and will share their knowledge. Right.
Yep, there's a saying, and I heard it from Dean Graciosi, actually, and he said, "If you pay attention."
That's true.
So if you have a free coach, you're probably not getting the amount of value out of it as you probably would if you're paying for a coach. And that's the reality, is that when you know, and you got to have it at a price point that hurts every month. I'm serious, because
Yeah,
like,
I
think
know.
about it.
I
Like
agree.
if your gym membership, you don't go, but you're still paying $10 a month, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And people just have that like, oh, I can't cancel my gym membership because if I do, then I won't have the opportunity to go, even though I know I won't go. And so, but if I want to go in there and at least smell the room and feel like I've gotten sweaty in the same room with everyone else, even though I might not work out when I get there, at least I can feel when I leave that I've gotten accomplished, like what? I smell sweaty, therefore I worked out.
Yeah. And you know what? I will tell you, I joined this past year. I joined Peloton, right? There's not a plug for Peloton, but I see so many people on Peloton who start the class. It's like, oh crap. And then you see them not doing any work and the time clock goes on, and it's like they never finished it. They just showed
Mm-hmm.
up for it. And that's
Mm-hmm.
it.
They're like, thank you, Peloton, for checking the box. I'm
You
still tired. I'm
accomplish it.
going back to bed.
Fair enough. No, I think this is great. Any other tips?
Lastly, I would just say, um, you know, you got to set really good, clear, concise goals, and
Good reminder.
just, if you're going to hire a coach, you know, give me a call. We can definitely talk about that, as well as, you know, we have like we created this planner that actually gives you the ability to write your goals down every single day, and then track your calls every single day, and then also has your schedule in there.
Yeah,
And so if there's anybody listening to this podcast that wants one of those, all you need to do is pay the shipping on that, and I'll send you one out for free.
that
So
is the offer of the day
that is
today.
the offer of the day. So you can DM me, or you can just comment on this video, and we will get that out to you.
Okay. Okay.
It's called the 33% planner. And what that is basically the leaps of scaling. So in order to really have market impact, and this is something that I just, kind of found as I was doing my business, is that you've got to have measurable goals. And so like what I would do is I quantified how many deals would be done in my area. And then I was like, okay, well, if I want 33% market share, what do I need to do? And so these were kind of the things that I had come up with in order to really have good, huge impact on my world.
That
So
is huge, actually. I love that.
yeah,
I love that. I might even like DM you directly for that.
you should DM me for a planner, Kak, and I will get you one.
Okay. Well, if that's it, should we
That's
wrap
it,
it up?
man.
Okay. I
That's
will
wrapping up
say
another episode. So if people want to learn more about what's going on in your world, how do they get a hold of you?
easy. You can go to fieldnotes.ai and check out our website. Or if you want to give me a shout, and if you want to chat more about what we do at Field Notes or how we can help you even with about lead gen, just talking about lead gen, reach out to me. My number is 425-740-0260.
Awesome.
And you, if they want to learn more about coaching, learning more about the culture at your brokerage, what should they do?
So you can go to my other YouTube channel, JP Fluellen on YouTube. You can just type it right in there and you can find it. And you could subscribe, because we do videos over there also every single week, and it will help you and your clients. And if you'd like to do a call, you can just DM me either on Instagram, or you can just text me on my phone number at 307-772-1184. Or you can check us out at our website at www.titanreteam.com.
That's awesome.
All right.
Okay. And don't forget the bonus today. the giveaway, the
The giveaway.
33%
33% planner. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment on these videos, because like I said, we do these every single week here at the channel, and we love to answer questions. And so please, please, please tell a friend that they might need this in their life today, and we will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.
Peace.